Hi all, in this particular session we'll understand how we will be able to fetch a list of terminated employees via mail and add it dynamically to our Sentinel watch list. So there are multiple constructs involved in it. So let's first start by creating our log analytics workspace on which we will onboard Microsoft Sentinel. So just create your log analytics workspace like this. We'll entirely create a new resource group that goes with terminated employee RG. Provide the Okay, so yeah, this is the resource group name, and we'll provide the DE log analytics workspace. ECUS should be a region. Let's give it a next thing and create it. I'll make you aware of the complete flow. Just let me create the prerequisite services like Azure Log Analytics Workspace, the resource group, Microsoft Sentinel onboarding on the Log Analytics Workspace. These are the basic prerequisites which we should already be having in our environment. Meanwhile, this gets deployed. Let me just give you a quick walkthrough for the uh, complete workflow. So this is our service desk, which will generate an email with specific subject ID. Specific subject ID will be tracking our emails with a specific subject ID so as to get the attachment out of it, right? So I'll just guide you how I'll ensure that in the logic app, right? So they will generate a mail in Outlook. So we're just considering that their mail communication service is Outlook. So where they will have their own email body alongside the email attachment for terminated employees, correct? Now, once that's in place, now we are into Azure environment where we'll have Sentinel and a logic app, which is a store capability in Microsoft Sentinel, which will have a trigger whenever there's a mail. Whenever there's a new mail being arrived in the mailbox, there's a trigger that generates that checks the title and the attachment. If that's there, then only it will extract or send the output to the next step, which is like creating a blob storage. So whatever is the attachment available in the mail will be stored in the storage account. So basically that's a list in an Excel format of the terminated employees recently, right? And that will get stored in the blob storage, and then we will connect our watch list with blob storage by performing certain cores like cross object reference enablement at the storage level so that it can communicate with watch list, and will observe the schema and will create our watch list using that. So let me see if my log analytics workspace is deployed. Yes, it is deployed. Now let's get to our Sentinel. Create your Sentinel within the same resource group which is recently created, and try to opt out for this East-US. This is our terminated employee RG. Just add your Sentinel doesn't have any specific reason. It follows the same reason as we have for the log analytics workspace, correct? So we see we got it enabled, right? That's great. Now just go to your automation. We'll now start with the logic app part, right? So to start with the logic app part, we'll create the basic schema and structure which is required here. So just click on this. So this is our resource group array. We'll give a logic app name like TE logic app. Okay. And East US is the reason, right? Then give it a consumption based approach. Just review and create. That would help us with the creation of this particular logic app. Just create it. Okay, let me get to my resource first, and I'll go to the logic app designer here. That's fine if it is here, no issues. Just just get your logic app designer, add a trigger, then just type Outlook. So we have this action in Outlook: when a new mail arrives, just use this one. and it will require you to sign in. So for that purpose, I've already created a new email in Outlook for the test purposes. I will use this email address which goes with vipuldabhi123@outlook.com. It is already signed in. I'll just use this to log in and authenticate to my able to sign in here, right? So now once as soon as I sign in, it shows me the connected to outlook.com, and you can still change your, if you want to create separate account for that purpose, no issues. Now advanced parameter is something which is important because we get subject filter there. Just click on it. Once you click on it, it will start reflecting here. So this is the filter with which the mail is being sent from the service desk. So I'll just type like service desk TE list, like that I can put, right? Service desk terminated employees list, terminated employee service desk, terminated employee list. This is the list which I'm going to use, and I need the mail should be sent with an attachment, and it should include the attachment. Okay, and I'll just give it a save. But if you see, you see some settings things here in the second tab. It says it is splitting on the values which it is going to see, but I don't want any split. I just turn it off, and I'll just save my logic app till this point. Now, as we already have the email arrived, now we'll create the blob part. So till now I'm able to trigger this logic app whenever there is a mail which is arriving in the mailbox which I have configured. Okay. Now the second component to is that it has to extract the attachment out of it. So once it extracts the attachment, it needs to store it somewhere. For that purpose, I'll create a storage account here. So let me just get to my storage account. So if you just type storage, storage accounts, you'll get to storage account, right? So better create a storage account here. Use the terminated employee RG as your terminated employee storage, and use the required region which is East US 2, East US, because that's the same region where I have my own resource group as well. It's good to keep resources deployed in specific region in which your resource group is. Now just you can see some networking aspects. It says enable public access from virtual delete. So enable public access from all networks defined. Then give next. Enable support for custom management. Okay, that's fine. Just give tags and just give a review and create. So let me just take you to workflow again. Let me just give a create here, final create here. Now let's get to our until it's get deployed. Now here you see we have the email setup, right? I've created a new email, and I'm going to send mail as a service just to this email box. Then I have created the logic app which will trigger it once the mail arrive with the required subject line and the attachment in place. And now I have created the blob storage as well, right? So I'll create a container inside, and I'll refer that to create a blob from the logic app which will extract the attachment and place it in the blob storage, right? So that is the key requirement. So let it deploy. Okay, it is now deployed. Just get to your resource. So this is your storage account. As you see, we have access keys here which are required for establishing connectivity between the two services. There are two keys, primary and secondary, which you can rotate if one get compromised, right? So you see containers, file shares, queues tables are the storage areas in the storage account. I'll go with the container. Just create a container here which goes with terminated employees. That's fine. And you see anonymous access level private, no access, because the storage account itself is not governed for that. So if you just go in the configuration here first, prior creating any container, make sure that you allow the storage account or you allow blob access. This is important so that our so that this is accessible. Or maybe as you just keep till the storage account, we'll just get back to our logic app first, and understand how this works. So let's get back to your logic app, which is TE logic app. Now I'll add another step here. As I already have the storage account in place, I'll go right create blob in here. I'll click create blob. It will ask for how to authenticate to the blob. So there are a couple of ways. Service principal authentication that requires creation of an application, assigning permission to application, which are specific to storage account access, and that's how it will govern. We can use access keys, which I just showed you, and ID integrated also is one of the place, and logic app management, which will require the identity to this particular logic app. But we will go with access key. We'll provide it a name. So logic app storage connection, that will be our name. Now it needs the storage account name, so if you just get to your storage account, this is the storage account name, just get back, copy this name here. Then storage account access key it needs, which we can get from the access keys in here, and just show it and then copy this. So once you copy it, you can leverage it here and just try creating a new. So we are accessing our storage account with the help of the access key in place. Now I'll just use the test storage VIP. It is not reflecting in the drop down because we connected it. Now we'll be able to see the folders as well. Okay, I think I need to refresh this down possibly. I think I need to refresh my whole screen for that purpose. For some abrupt issues which came up. Just get to your Logic App Designer again. Just hit on create blob, provide the drop down value. Okay, so as you see that it is private, it is not allowing me to connect, right? The container, if you see, container is a private container. So basically the thing is you need to get to your configuration. The container, if I just create the container which I created here, you see it is a private. Okay, I didn't created it, right? Like just give me terminated employee container. Okay, now I'll just create it, but you see I can't change the anonymous access because it is set at the storage account level. So just give it a create. Now get to your access keys, see some property which will allow you to edit or perform some activity right on the container. Because the thing is I'm trying to put a write operation on storage account, so I need to surely have an access on it. So get to your configuration and enable the blob anonymous access. Just give it a save there. Some blobs will become anonymously readable, so it will allow us. So as I've just changed this property here, I need to ensure that my container should now be able to edit the accessibility to it. By changing the access level, it should allow me, or I need to give it a refresh so that it becomes uniform at the complete storage level. Just give, select your account, log into your or check again, navigate to your storage account again and change the access level for this particular storage account from private to now it is allowing us to edit, right? Okay, just give that rating as that and just go to your container. Now that's fine, just give it a refresh. If it allows you to, no it doesn't allow, just get to your overview and get back to your designer again. Add the action, create your blob. So I'll get to this, then I will look for the folders. So now the folder is visible because I've granted it the required rights. The blob name is very important. Most of the things we are trying to fetch from the attachment, so use attachment attachment ID as the blob name itself, and there's a unique ID, and then attachment content. Instead of this blob name, you can also use some field which is very readily understandable, right from the mail. We'll use message ID as a reference because it's unique, no issues. And I think the rest of the settings are fine. Don't touch anything apart from that, just give it a save. So it is now saved. So what I'll do, I've already created a file. I'll just show you. I'll just let me just create the mail. Hmm. And do copy this subject filter. Okay, and just provide. Then add a browse this computer. I have created two files. One is this book XLSX, which is in XLSX format. I'll just open this up, show you what type of data I have. I have captured the employee ID, employee name, employee designation, email, end of date, date of joining, and reason of termination, right? And I've taken some dummy data here. And if you see, this is XLSX file initially, but for some reason, this process supports only CSV. So ensure that you save your file in CSV formats and upload that and send it across. Now I just send it with the required stuff in place. I'll just get to my overview because okay, just give it a save here, cancel this out, save it here, get to this place. I see there's a service desk terminated employee list that just came up at this time slot, and we'll get to this place and see if my logic app got triggered or not. It said it is in running state. That's fine, just give a refresh, and it got succeeded. Just open this up. We'll observe what are the key action steps that ran successfully. It received the mail, and you see there's an output going to generate soon. It says service desk terminated is our subject filter. That's fine, and it has the required attachment as well. Output status code is 200. That means it was able to hit the request or capture the request smoothly and successfully. Now just see this, and the blob is also created. So I'll just get to my storage account. This is our storage account and this is our container. Just open this. We didn't explicitly added any of the file to it, correct? So we have the file in here. So this is our file and it has its own attributes. Okay, that's fine. Now the next step or the segment is of creation of watch list. So just get to your Sentinel. This is the ELO Sentinel, and get to your watch list now. Now, this is our watch list, and we'll create a watch list by linking it. You see, there is an option for source, and source allows us to use the storage account which is in preview as of now. Now, the thing is, prior ensuring that our storage accounts can communicate smoothly with watch list, we need to ensure that we do some settings on the on the storage account level, right? So for that, there's a dedicated link which you need to follow here. Yeah, so this is the one. So I've captured the storage account level which enables communication with Settings at the storage account level which combination with the watch list. Okay, so we need to ensure we need to go to the that SaaS URL before using the SaaS URL at the Azure portal on the cross origin resource sharing. This is something which we need so that this will allow us to access within the whole Azure environment, right? So get to your storage account and go to the resource sharing page. So I'm at the storage account and I'll just search resource sharing like this. And I'll select the blob service tab which it says, and I'll add this URL in here. Just copy it as well as highlight this. I'll copy this and I'm saying allow origin as this with appropriate methods which are get and options. So just select get and options and just hit save to it. Now this will allow our container or blob to be accessed by the watch list smoothly, right? So just close this now, and now what I'll do is I'll just create terminated employees as the name. I'll give the same description there and I'll hit next as source, and I will use my storage account here, and it needs a blob SaaS URL. So what we need to do for blob SaaS URL, just get to your storage account, get to your containers, open this particular container, open this, and generate a SaaS URL. So SaaS URL are defined with the start and expiry date, which is like 10:29 p.m. to this morning. I'll just create a SaaS account token and I'll just copy this out. I'll use this in my watch list here. As soon as I paste it, it will show me the same structure which I've captured in my CSV file like this, right? Employee ID, if I just take it here, you see employee ID test 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, test 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This is the same data, so that means it is the same attachment which I've shared in mail and it has been captured from the storage accounts in a smooth way, correct? I need to provide a search key with which it will be helpful for us to search for the required search for the required I mean that's a primary key for us, right? So employee ID will be able to identify the uniquely the actual, right? Just try to create it, create that, hit enter. It is created. Just give it a refresh. You will see, just keep on observing. This message is very important that it is successfully submitted and created. Sometimes it gets created but there are few errors because of the uh, the actual excel which we upload, right? So that's, let's get to your view in logs so as to see this producing some data. It takes some time to buffer and show us the data. It will not be instantaneous, so just refresh this. Try viewing the logs in the table. So this shows the timestamp at it which it is updated, but the it will surely take some time to buffer it. Meanwhile, what I'll do, I'll create a new list of employees here. That means I'm going to add new list of employees here like this with test up to 15. They're all senior directors. Let it be like that. Update the email address. So we'll just try to re-upload this and we'll observe how it handles the already existing values and how what it will do with the new values which we already have. So this test is very important, but we need to check whether we have the required data first in here or no. That is very important. So I'll just get back from here. I'll just give a refresh again. Boss will close this and get to my Sentinel. Refresh this. TE law. Just close all other tabs. Get to your just hit OK here. Just search for your watch list in here and copy your watch list, view and check logs if it is showing any logs yet or no. I think I need to understand why there are no logs yet. The source is a remote file because it is coming from storage account, correct? So we need to understand. Just copy this terminate employees. Okay, get to your logs here. We'll try to put the query manually. 1 minute to be available in the void until the rows number changes from 0 to and click on view in the log and text workspace. Okay. Okay, so it took some time to show the terminate employees. Now we have all the lists, so you can tally it always with the original one which we have. But I have just now updated our list with a new set of employees, and what I'm trying to figure it out, like I'll generate a new mail with the existing list in place. If it is new, it's not issued, always append. We'll understand how that works, but I'll just try this scenario once to understand how it behaves. Okay, now just try to generate a new email. Just copy your subject line because this is very important. Just hit new email, provide this Vipul Dabhi @outlook.in. This is our subject line. Upload your updated CSV, which is this. Ensure it is saved here. Just give it a close. Open this up. Hi, list of terminated employees. Thanks. Service desk, right? So I'll just send it. And as you send it, the logic app should trigger, get to your automation, get to your automation, and the mail is arrived in here right now. Just check your if it ran successfully and it has created a blob storage. So to see the blob storage, I'll just duplicate my tab and open my storage account. Storage account and open your storage account, test storage VIP. Just get to your container. You'll see the file generated twice. This is the latest file, right? Now you need to generate a URL for this. Generate SAS URL for this. This is required, and it is generate. Just copy this out and get to your logic app. Get to your watch list again. So we'll update the will update. We see when you click on it, we see update watch list, right, which has two options: edit watch list item or bulk update. So you need to click on this bulk update and ensure to select the storage account here. Provide the SAS URL for the latest file which you just generated. It will show you that all of these are here along with the new employees which starts from test 7 to test 15, correct? Which are new employees as well. So it doesn't allow you to select the search key again because in the first instance we have already selected that. Give review and create and hit update. So we are doing an update on the existing data. So let's see how it works. And it says it has successfully submitted. And if you click on this, it will show you succeeded as well. So just hit a refresh on here. As you just refresh it, get to your logs again and try running this to see what data does it show. Or it will surely take some time to reflect that data. Now it is showing us. So it is now showing us the 15 number of count, which means it is comparing the delta and showing us that it doesn't take the redundant value. That is one of the important aspect which I need to showcase to you through this. And I'll just open up my book for CSV to give you a count of, these are count of 15 which are in line with what we are getting in our Microsoft Sentinel, which is this. So that means it compares the delta and that's how it works. And if you just come here, give a pipe operator, try summarizing count by the employee ID or maybe the search key, which is this employee ID only, right? So just hit enter here. Okay, here it shows 9 because this field or this employee didn't got changed. When I generated this, I didn't fill the series, so that's why it shows 9 there. But still, it maintains the integrity based on the differentiation it has observed in the data, though, right? So that is the reason. So I'll just hit it run again. So it shows us the required data in place alongside the search key. The employee ID is same for few. It should not ideally be the case. So what I'll do is I'll just try to uh, fill the series, save it, and try to rerun it. Okay. So now it is different everywhere, and ensure to update the email address as well within a fill series format. Fill formatting only. 7. Make sure it's different some way so it doesn't interfere. So that's what we are trying to check. I'll just hit enter here. 13, 14, and make sure it is 15 here, right? So that's how it is. We'll also add some few more data, which is like this. Fill the series again here. Ideally, every time we should send a new list rather than appending on the existing list. That's the right approach. So that will ensure whatever we are sending is unique from the previous share we already have. So, but we will keep on appending the list to the existing watches so that our watch list reference doesn't change. It's a variable at the end of the day, right? So I've added new data along with the change in the employee ID. Let's see how it behaves. Get to your mailbox again, copy this thing, generate a new email, ensure that you're giving it the right structure with the right upload in place. Make sure you have saved it and just give it a close. Browse this computer. Book 4 CSV is the one which you want to upload. Hi, please find attached list of terminated employees. Thanks. Service desk. Just hit send to it or get to your logic app. Just hit duplicate tab. Open the mail is arrived. As we see here, it is a new mail which is arrived. See your automation. Check the active playbooks. Open your TE logic app. It is in success. Okay, it ran for 1.12 seconds, quite more than the milliseconds where it was running earlier. Now as it ran successfully, just go and check your storage account. By default it shows, but when I refresh it will show 3 files. The latest being the 10:47 p.m. Just hit enter on tip of it. Try generating the generate SAS token and URL. Then copy this out. Once you copy this out, get to your watch list, as we need to update that, right? So just hit OK, click on this. You can previously we reached from this point, now we'll update from this point as well. There are two ways to update, no issues. Just hit local storage, local from local to Azure storage. Just paste your SAS URL. It will show you all the employees till 16, 17, and the employee IDs are also updated. Search key is that. Just try review and create and update your. So it updates it and says the watch list is updated successfully. The latest time also it shows. Just try to give it a refresh. Okay, now it is showing the updated time slot. So now we'll get to see our logs again in with the help of view. Logs get watch list is is something which we can use, but still it shows 15. It will take some time to update, so just keep on hit run. We will observe some changes in the search key possibly. Okay, just give a refresh to your screen or the complete portal. Okay, it shows 25 now. Reason being it has captured the data on top of what we already have. So just try to, because we have given the employee ID, we have updated the employee ID, but it was a search key, so that cannot be updated, right? So that is search summarize count by search key. If you give, it will show you 9 still for that. But apart from that, the updated one are also here, right? So if I just capture one of the updated one of the updated one is capture just after. So previously this test state is 16464 only, so I'll just search this now here. This will also be available in our case, which is this. But previously it was this, so that is still remaining there, right? So that is the thing. So if I just remove this here, so the core essence is this always this preserves the takes the delta and then only it will add the data to it. So there are two existence here, which is this. But if I just put 4 here and senior director, right? Test 8 is the employee name. It will show me. See, it was repetitive, so that data came, but now F15 plus all of these, all these 10 which are added with the new and alongside these two, so they are 10, so 15 plus 10 equating to what, 25. So that's how it is doing. So it takes the delta and then it updates it. So that is the complete flow. I hope you got a good understanding of deploying it successfully. I hope this will help you for your own deployment. Stay tuned. Thank you. I've already documented this, which I'll paste for our reference later, which comprises of the workflow details and the detailed action steps. And I have a slide deck as well, which will also help you to understand things in better. So thank you for your time.